Republican will do the takes today. We have heard and we have witnessed different happenings, such as we have heard Archduke Francis Ferdinand that has been assassinated, which has triggered World War I. And we have also heard the flight of the first woman pilot, Amelia Earhart. And we have witnessed the election of the recent first black president, Barack Obama. And today, we have gathered to reveal the one of the most shocking terrorists now that moved not only a country, but the world. September 11, 2001, or 9/11 bombing, where 4 terrorists hijacked 4 planes and commit suicide attack. 2 of the planes were flown into the World Trade Center, the 3rd is on the Pentagon, and the 4th on the Pennsylvania. So here we are today, not only to commemorate the 9/11 bombing, but to commemorate the lives of those who died and the experiences of those who survived. But first, let us hear from our president, who embodied faith. Mr. President.
Good morning to the men and women of our armed services. My fellow Americans, I want to speak to you today about our effort in Afghanistan. The nature of our commitment there, the scope of our interests, the strategy of my administration will pursue
one of the
three successful conclusions. It's an extraordinary honor for me to do so here. With so many men and women who have prepared to stand by for our security and to represent what is finest in our country. To address these important issues, it's important to recall why America and our allies were compelled to fight a war in Afghanistan. In the first place, we did not ask for this fight. On September 11, 2001, 19 men hijacked 4 airplanes and used them to murder nearly 3,000 people. They struck at our military and economic nerve centers. They took the lives of innocent men, women, and even children, without regards to their faith, races, or station. As we know, these men belong to Al-Qaeda, a group of extremists who have distorted and followed Islam, one of the greatest religions in the world. And to justify the slaughter of innocents, Al-Qaeda's base was found in Afghanistan, where they were harbored with the Taliban, a ruthless, repressive, and radical movement that seized control of that country. Just days after the 9/11, the Congress authorized the use of force against Al-Qaeda and those who harbored them, an authorization that continues to this day. The vote in the Senate was 98 to nothing. The vote in the House was 420 to 1. For the first time in its history, the North Treaty Organization invoked Article 5, the amendment that says that an attack on one member was an attack on all nations. America, we are passing through a time of great trial, and the message that we send in the midst of these storms must be clear, that our cause is just, our soul is unwavering, we will go forward with the confidence that right makes right. Thank you. God bless America.
Thank you, Mr. President. Now, our next speaker is treated as one of the heroes during those times. Mr. Please.
say that the Star-Spangled Banner, yet wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave. This is a line from our national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner, written by Francis Scott Key in 1814. We are asked the question, are we still a free country? Are we still brave people? It is said that on September 11, 2001, 19 terrorists associated with Al-Qaeda, a group of Islamic extremists, hijacked 4 passenger airliners and crashed 2 of them in the World Trade Center in New York. Through this terrorist attack, through this terrorist suicide attack in the United States, over 3,000 lives were lost. Our government has said that the fuels carried by these planes created the immense fire, which caused the 2 skyscrapers to fall. I, like the others, am frustrated by the 9/11 Commission report, by the lack of people who acted quickly on the immediate response and the need of gathering of information. As one of the official members of the FBI, I'm getting to the bottom of wondering why did it happen and why should it happen. The department is now lacking of potential members to continue its earnest desire to fulfill Now the department is now lacking potential members to continue its earnest desire to serve the people of the United States. I fully understand that it's quite hard to be one of the members of the most admired and the most dependable agency in the United States. But I'm telling you guys that being a member of an FBI is not that easy. But it will feel good when you help others and to see them and to see their progress. So I'm taking this opportunity standing here in front of you to join the department and be one of us in pursuing our external dream of serving people. Before I end, I would like to bury in your mind this significant quotation. Together we can do better than the best. That's all.
Our next speaker is a wife of the environment. Risk his life to save the victims during those times. Castillo.
September 11 is a tragic day, and I know some of you here lost their wife, their husband, their kids, or a friend in a COVID. Well, I lost a husband, and my child Patrick never got to see his father. Yet, I am glad that my husband died serving this country and his relatives. It was not easy for me, sitting in our living room, watching the news, knowing that my husband, a fire volunteer, might be inside. My husband had a regular job as a city bus driver, but he allots his vacant time for volunteer work at the fire station. Nothing serious ever happened to him until 9/11 happened. Due to lack of communication, my husband got stuck inside the building. When the South Tower collapsed, the North Tower followed. And sadly, my husband did not make it. With his other 10 mates from the same company, they died as heroes of this country. Well, to end this, I respect and I am honored for the heroism that my husband and the other 342 firefighters did. the 9/11 bomb attack.
And let's have a break. Let's hear from the golden voice, Miss Enriquez, that came from New York. Let's hear it.
Ini pagkakasya.
There's a hero to look inside your heart. You don't have to be afraid of what you are. There's an answer if you reach into your soul. For the sorrow that you know will melt away. Then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you can't feel it inside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you finally see the truth that a hero lies in you.
And our next speaker is a survivor. She was a buzzer in the Domino's Pizza at Pentagon, where one of the plane crashed. Let's welcome Miss Bradley.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, good afternoon and welcome to the 10th anniversary of 9/11 attack. Today I will be sharing about my experience on 9/11. I work as a busser in Domino's Pizza in the South Tower at the World Trade Center. 9/11, that day I remember, that was the worst day for each of us. I worked as a busser in the Domino's Pizza again, and as I remember, 9/11, that was the day that my boss got mad at me and shouted at me so bad. And as I remember, right after he shouted at me, I straightly went to the comfort room and had my poo break. And as I was finishing my waist, there was a great noise,
In the
and
face
the
of the...
laundry was moving. So I ran out of the cubicle, and as I looked into the window, there was like hundreds and thousands of debris everywhere. So I went to the nearest emergency exit, and I saw an evacuation slide there, and then I left. And that was the last action I did that I remember. And then I woke up on the street light with tissues scattered on my pants. And everybody's gone. And there was an ambulance who picked me up. They told me I was lucky. I didn't get any injury. And I realized that God has made a big purpose why I had a strong LTM on that day. And I thank God for that, and I thank Him for everything. That's all. Thank you.
Our next speaker is the youngest billionaire that is alive. Famous businessman that flown from the Philippines just to have a speech on today's event. That's right, Mr. Rex.
Thank you, Mr. Latif. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Are you making yourselves comfortable with your seats? No. Well, I'm sure you do. Say no to someone like me who only have 1 arm. And that would be ironic. got this from tragedy. Are you still there? Come on. We should be moving on, right?
Yes.
You know what? This arm, even now, I can still feel its pain. Well, of course, not literally. I'm alright now physically, but the pain of loss is still here. Every time I take a bath, I remove my clothes, I see this arm. I remember someone very dear to me. Let's start in my home, which was located in the Providence, Long Island, New York. I now live in the Philippines for your information. I wanted everything to be special, to be a surprise that day for my girlfriend. Yes, I had a girlfriend once, despite of my loss. September 11, 2001 was our anniversary, our 15th anniversary. And it was supposed to be the day that I proposed marriage to her. So I planned to take her to this great restaurant, who serves a very delicious seafood dish. And there I proposed marriage, after we go to the World Trade Center to meet an old friend. She was so excited to go to that restaurant, without knowing that a surprise is waiting for her. And God, I won't ever forget the way she touches my ear whenever she gets excited. It was just so innocent like a childhood. And I can't stop falling in love with her every minute of every hour of every day. Anyway, during that time when we were on our way, she told stories about her younger brother, who just won in the baseball tournament weeks before. She told me how much her brother loves baseball, and how much she loves me. It doesn't seem to be connected, right? Well, she always thinks of funny ways to say I love you. And for some unknown reason, I always laugh at it. It always makes my day. We arrived at the World Trade Center after 3 hours of driving, and I didn't notice how fast time passed that day. After we arrived, we immediately went to my friend's office to talk to him about some matters regarding our business partnership. And the place was great. His office was as pleasant as our house, except for the coffee that his assistant had made. My, it tasted so awful, unlike how my girlfriend do it. In the middle of our conversation, I was shocked to see a plane approaching us. I thought it was just trying to pass by when suddenly it changed its course and crashed directly above us. I immediately grabbed my girlfriend to cover her up, but the crash was so tremendous, and I lost my consciousness for about 10 minutes, and the first thing I saw was my friend holding onto the floor and his whole body hanging outside the building. The floor suddenly collapsed and fell together with my friend from the 80th floor. It was hard on my part since I was the only one who saw what happened. Everyone was asking, but I wasn't able to give them answers. I was half dead that time, and the only things that I can control was my eyes, my mouth, my head, and my arms. We stayed there for about 30 minutes before the rescuers came, and they carried us down to the ground floor by stretchers. Every floor was unforgettable. Whenever I look to my sides, I see dead bodies lying on the 80th floor, and in the other floors, I heard people screaming and crying. There were really so many dead bodies, including employees, staffs, rescuers, and other people inside the building. When we reached the ground floor, exactly after we arrived, I was facing the window, and I saw another plane crash. So the building's twin tower bumped against the building. The roof suddenly collapsed, and debris fell on us. That's how I lost my arm. My girlfriend also lost her consciousness after that moment. And since she was asleep, I was worried. I called her to her name and I tried to wake her up, but I had no answer. I tried and tried again, but still nothing. I thought I was going to cry, but when suddenly she woke up. And then I asked her if she's alright. She answered, "Yes, dear. There's nothing to worry about. I'm fine. I love you." I was glad to hear that she was fine, but I was surprised about the other three words from her, since she usually says those words in a funny way. And then I realized that there was a reason behind it. She was just trying to keep me from worrying. I saw something in her eyes. She was striving, fighting to survive. And then I realized the real purpose of that day. I immediately grabbed the ring inside my pocket and said, "Krista, there's something I need to tell you." "What is it, dear? Have you been cheating on me?" She replied. "No, dear. This was supposed to be for later, but I think we wouldn't be able to go to your favorite restaurant. What I want to tell you is that for all the years that we've been together, I experienced a lot of things. I experienced the joy that I never found in other people, the love that most of them wanted. I just want that experience to continue for the rest of our lives. So, Krista, will you share with my last name and be my wife, and live in happiness and in sorrow, together with me, your husband, till our hair grows white, till our organs cease to function, until our breathing stops? Krista, will you marry me?" She said yes, and then she cried. With a weak voice, she then whispered, "There is but one organ that will never cease to function, even if I'm dead. And that is my heart. My heart that will beat only for you. I love you, dear. Thank you for everything." Everything was completely different. Her usual funny tone disappeared, and her face never got more serious, never got more innocent and sincere at that moment. Her every syllable says it all. She smiled, and then she cried again. I thought I was going to cry again, but I didn't. I wanted to appear strong for her to be able to get stronger too. Nothing can describe my happiness during that moment. However, it was just for a short while. I never thought that those will be her last words before she died. I cried that moment. Tears just continuously came out of my eyes, and then my sight slowly turned dark. In that darkness was a tiny speck of light, which I tried to follow. As I get closer, the light became bigger, and when I reached it, I saw an unfamiliar man. Beside him was Krista, trying to say the word "survive." The unfamiliar man and Krista then tried to offer their hand, and I ran as fast as I can to reach the hand, but they got farther and farther, and then the light became larger until it was hurting to the eyes. And then I heard the rescuers shouting the words like, "Is someone still alive? Is someone still there?" Or something like that. That's how rescuers were able to save me. Luckily, a tiny piece of metal was just beside me, so I made some noise. And they heard it. That's how they saved me. And also the reason why I'm here in Fourth Street, speaking and trying to share something which may or may not be important. Tell you honestly, my heart still searches for that one woman who was able to capture me, strengthen me, and make me a man. I want to help my heart find that woman, but I can't. There's no one to look for. She died that day, right before my eyes, and I wasn't able to do anything. Life is shit, right? It stabs you without killing you. But you know what? I'm still thankful, because Krista came into that shit. Don't worry. Even if life is rough and sometimes unfair, there will still be reasons for us to continue living, move forward, and be happy. Thank you, guys.
Now our next
Let us
Wow,
welcome
wow.
Mr. Spiritu.
Nakakatayo na.
Mr. President, sir, guests, citizens of the North. Oh, it was so moved by your story, Mr. Reyes. But to start, September 11 was once a day with no significant meaning for America. Until that fateful morning in 2001, that a great tempest brought out change to millions, if not all, of Americans and other citizens around the world. The day that started out as an ordinary morning changed into fears, tears, distress, and loss that will forever be engraved in our memories. That reign of terror has turned our freedom into fear, but it's also challenged our resilience. Now, today, we remember tens of thousands of men, women, and children lost in the attacks on September 11th. And we honor the service members who have given their lives in Afghanistan and Iraq, as well as those wounded warriors and the families of our fallen heroes. We have always thought that World War II has defined a generation destined for greatness, and it would be unlikely to have another event to equal that. However, on 9/11/2001, the thousands of men on duty quickly transitioned into wars, and while millions were shocked in awe, thousands of men and women got up to their feet and volunteered to what has become one of the greatest disasters our country has faced. What? Today's gathering is not just about remembering those who have fallen. It's actually a chance for us to listen to some inspiring stories of love and love lost. We've also had the chance to listen to stories of heroism during times of chaos. And even with simple things like Miss Barenda's story, we appreciate life. Today, I say it is time for us to move on. Move on, but not forget to remember. Not forget to remember the lives of those we have lost. To the survivors and the families of those who have fallen. We cannot even imagine the pain and the longing that you have endured for the past few years. But always bear in mind, even without all the gatherings that we have every year, you will never be alone. Your loved ones will always be remembered. We have stood up to the challenges that the tragedy of 9/11 has thrown at us. Now is the time for the eagle to fly once more. And like the phoenix, rise from the fire and ash that has brought us tears and terror. It is with great honor that I present to you today 104 stories that will symbolize the resilience of us Americans. An engineering marvel, not only meant to replace the Twin Towers, but a great structure that will serve as a memorial to the stories, the dreams and aspirations of the heroes who have fallen on that defining day in American history, our history. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the One World Trade Center.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Really the greatest. There you have it. There you have the speeches and the stories of our guests. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you, speakers, and see you again next week.